we are going to be heading back to TWL for the next game. It's going to be former national champion Joel Sherman, who you just heard from in his interview, against Ben Schoenbrun, another top expert from the New York, New Jersey area, also a pretty avid Magic the Gathering player. And they will be getting underway pretty soon, but it looks to me right now that Ben, who we fondly call Benji, so you'll hear me referring to him as Benji throughout the game, so please don't be confused, is within, or Joel's within striking distance of Nigel right now. So all these games are really becoming must-wins for both players. Anyone could still catch up to Nigel, but
They got to start making a move.
yeah, and especially Joel, who's still 2 games back, still with 5 to go, can still, make a run for it, but he needs to get himself in the position where he's the one playing Nigel, so he can control his own destiny. So they will be getting started, it appears, right about now. These two have played many times before, both being from the New York area. Ben grew up in Westchester County, Joel, of course, the Bronx. And I believe Ben will be going first.
This is really great that we're finally getting to see a couple of new players, and just goes to show the depth of the field that it's taken this long to see both of these guys. And they're both such accomplished, excellent players.
And one thing you're going to learn about Ben in a hurry, which maybe we should have reminded him, he does not put his tiles facing upwards. There are a couple of Scrabble players who just put their tiles in any order, in any orientation on their rack. And
Scrabble Kate, I wonder if Benji will organize his tiles. So Benji has a habit of just kind of like throwing the tiles on the rack sideways and any which way, and not in alphabetical order. And yeah,
yeah, that's what I was mentioning. I was like, oh, right, okay. I think over time he will do that. As you see, as he starts to put the word on his rack, he will put it right side up. But
is Joel using one of those like new racks that bend?
yeah.
I guess he asked to move the one we had and in
Yeah,
favor of this.
probably use his own.
This
rack,
is very odd that he likes. Wow, that's interesting. Wonder if he has an astigmatism or something that he looks at it and it straightens out.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's a more ergonomic rack.
So the interesting placement of for Ben. Most people would think to put that at 8G, but there's a good reason for not doing that, and that is because not only does it take an S yoke, but it takes a D and it takes an L for yokel.
Though I don't hate it when he's sitting on an S himself. As it turns out, yeah, Joel has the L, but
And he would have played it.
yeah, but he's still going to play QUEY for
Yeah.
a reasonable amount of points. I
Absolutely.
actually think Benji made a mistake there
Okay.
with the S, but that was probably his thinking. It's
Well,
not
40
a big,
points, though, for equal. It would have been 40. So that's quite a big difference.
yeah, but now he's 32 points for QUEY in a better leave.
So he's
And still has the L hook.
still has a possibility. Are there 7 tiles on his rack?
Yeah, he is.
He needed an N for Stutanov.
Yeah.
This is going to be mental gymnastics, this game.
Yeah, a QUEY I think is a cow. Or like cows collectively or something.
Yes, Stutanov is in TWL, which is why I know it. Kwame was a possibility, would have kept him 2 E's. And as you can see now, that worked out really well that he didn't do that. Is MRL good? I think. Oh, I have to switch dictionaries again. Yeah, he's looking at it. That is the only bingo in that rack. It really bugs me when people play their tiles upside down with the numbers on top. Oh, he fixed it. We haven't had the annual discussion about starting vertically and horizontally.
Yeah, I have strong feelings about that.
What do you feel?
I think that you should always open horizontally.
I agree.
Yeah, verties. We have this term. They're called verties. They're for people who open on the
Verties.
first turn vertically. As far as I'm concerned, if you have a vertical word and you angle the tiles even one direction to the 1 degree to the left, you're reading upwards. So why can't I play Scrabble upwards? I don't know. You tell me. I want to know.
I agree, and I always feel that people who do it are doing it to get you off kilter very quickly.
Yeah, and it's just like I love trolling them because I want them to think that like it bothers me, but it's just hilarious to me.
So Benji's picked up a blank along with the VW, but that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. It's Joel's turns, however. He did arrange his rack to show us that he had found Amarel. And it looks like he's going to... Now, in this situation, we talked earlier in the day about how early in the game, holding on to 2 vowels and 1 consonant, probably not the best ratio because there's so many vowels in the bag. But because we don't have the word EE in our dictionary like the Collins does, which probably would have been a slightly better play in terms of rack leave, and also not setting up an S hook right there, this is the best he could do if he wanted to play those tiles.
So UT is actually not an abbreviation. Back in the day, before we had the modern musical scale, there was do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do is actually UT. UT, re, mi. So that's where UT comes from. Unfortunately for... Oh no, Benji's bingo does still play. Looked like it had been blocked. If you can find it, I believe just the only one that plays here. But the E in male now gives a new spot for it.
So you might have noticed the Scrabble player's tendency of putting the letters in alphabetical order. And it's not because we like to keep things neat. It's because, for the most part, a lot of us study the words in alphabetical order. And then it just becomes an image in your brain. And then when you see that combination, that order, the word comes to you very quickly. He's not saying a bingo, or he's chosen. I can't imagine he's choosing not to play.
No, Benji sometimes plays a little fast when he gets a bit nervous, and I think this is just it's a pretty high pressure situation. I think he sees the play that scores well, keeps well, and doesn't use that much time. So I think he's just kind of going by feel for now. Save himself some time for later if he needs it. Almost, Jeremy. It's over sewn with an E.
2 E's.
Well,
How do you oversew something?
I don't know.
I put too many stitches in?
Maybe. Who knows?
What if a surgeon said that? I oversewed your scar, right? I mean,
yeah.
It was supposed to end at your navel and it went up to your chest. Like, is that what an oversewn? I don't know. Well, he's given Joel a very easy A hook by making a vowels and something like jab. Keeping the CHER together is highly synergistic.
Also, Jeremy, I should say, it's TWL. Collins, it is oversewn is good. I meant to add in the fact that not good in this specific game. I swear I know that many Collins words.
In the other game, Evan is playing David Eldar, who's also he's the current world champion, I believe.
Yeah.
And Evan has started the game with a blank, but with 3 O's, so he passed 2 O's. And David Eldar played Muff, and Evan is almost certainly going to bingo now with BDEEOR blank.
Your son was just an excellent troll. Or he removed the troll, but he was very, very fun about it.
What did he say?
The messages said things and other things, and they were deleted. And then just was, okay. It was saying, okay, I'll ban you. So we have to say he was banned.
Okay. Tell me what he said later, honey.
I will.
No, honey is my son. Otherwise, we're going to say we're flirting.
Well, they already think that's happening, so, we've been shipped.
Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, so obviously Benji has a ton of vowels. So annoying when you have that blank on your rack, because you obviously you want to bingo as quickly as possible. Oh my God, picked up 2 ends. And also what tends to happen is you futz around for a couple of turns and you invariably pick up the second blank, and now you're scoring 2 blanks for 68 points, and it's just a disaster. So
yeah.
But this board is not the best right now, unless you have an S.
I mean, Joel's going to be able to score pretty well with his tiles if he wants.
Okay.
He'll go in for some points and
So
some
he's got
tiles.
Schiefer, but obviously that's not going to play.
Oh, I see. Erethic looks like a good thing in terms of just going for points. Quackle found it too. Thanks, Quackle. Quackle is our wonderful artificial intelligence program that has taught many people how to play Scrabble very well.
Erethic does all sorts of nice things in terms of doubling the H, doubling the C, doubling the word. The only thing is it does open a triple lane, and we wouldn't want to see something like Wiz come down, W-H-I-Z, but it could, but it won't this turn. So we see it's Joel's turn. Early in the game, both of them have burned almost 5 minutes of time. More a reflection of the fact that they don't have bingo racks, because these two would find them very quickly, for the most part. I have seen Benji miss bingos in being in the top position, and I hope over the years as he he's going to be more and more in contention. Such a good player. Hopefully that whatever it is that's causing him to miss it will disappear and he'll find his groove.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just plays a lot, very naturally. He just kind of goes by feel.
That
He made
intuition thing.
a great run last year. Solid run this year too. Honestly, he's almost gotten to his win total of 19 or 20 from last year.
So an opportunity for one of those cute front extensions that we were talking about. If it remains open, Ben will be able to play untanned through the T, and one away to the left is a hook, which is the S for suntanned.
So the funny thing with the bad words is, yeah, in tournament Scrabble you can play them. There's, as we've mentioned, this thing called the poo list that are words that you can't play, typically in school tournaments. So of course, how do you teach kids which words they can't play? You give them a list of all those words. So if there's one thing that little kids who play Scrabble know, who play in kids tournaments, it's all the bad words. I don't think someone quite thought that through, but that's just how it works these days.
I'm wondering what Joel's thinking about. Like, he doesn't have a lot of bingo things, possibilities. So there is the T. Oma takes, does it take an H in the end, or is that just Opa?
Just Opa.
Just Opa. So he can play to the left of AE and something, I don't know, Heifer. I wouldn't do that, but I don't think he's wondering whether Fetchier is good. So there's not a huge amount to think about. That W can be dangerous, especially when you have an H on your rack as well. But there is no 6-letter word starting with W.
Yeah, my guess is Joel just doesn't like the fact that by blowing up his rack with Erethic, he keeps an F, which isn't great, but I won't be surprised if
He's going to play
Frith. Okay, that's fine. I think it's not the best play, but I think it's pretty close.
We'll see. We'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of a balancing play. It scores a lot, keeps marginally good tiles. I think you should just kind of go all in one way or the other here, either fish or max out your points in your draw.
Joel can sometimes be that player. I haven't played him in a while because I haven't played in a while, but he sometimes can be that player who he's going to play none. Always seems to do the thing that blocks your bingo. So, or if I had a high-scoring tile, a playoff jab, he almost certainly would have had an S and blocked it. Because I had a bingo off the tee, he played there. It seems to always happen with him, but look what he picked up.
Yeah.
Nowhere to put it. If it was Collins, CH is a word, so he would have been able to play it up there. Those are really, really nice. Those tiles go so well together. Unfortunately, nothing through that N.
Yeah, they've kind of just been slowly denying each other the entire game.
Try to get you an update on the other game. As expected, Evan did play bingo with that rack and played bedsore and muffs.
He missed forebode. Wow.
He missed forebode to the triple. Wow, interesting. And as a result, he gave David Eldar seal wax for 108 points. You see, you cannot make a mistake. You cannot.
That's my favorite kind of wax. Did you know that? Seal wax.
Thought it was penguin, but
That's it. It might have been. It kind of depends on the day.
seal wax. And Evan needed a T for Uintaite, but he was not given one. But instead, he had the M for minutiae. Very nice. So we're getting bingo, bingo, bingo here.
Meanwhile, yeah, Joel's kind of in another strange situation here. I mean, Weepy seems like the pretty clear best play. Weepie keeps the nice C and R together. Lots of E's to play through on the next turn. Seems pretty clearly like the best play.
Yeah, he can't play P. Are you saying C underneath Frith? Is that what you're saying?
No, the W and a vowels.
Oh, okay, okay.
Looks like the best play.
After Evan played Bedsore and Minutiae, he picked up through the E announced. So he's finding his mojo again just when he needed it. And he played Uncoined through the I instead. And look at this, roll out, out, roll, just like we saw in the last game.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know if there's a place for it.
DO. It's a hill bingo again.
Oh my goodness, what a game. Oh, there it is, out roll. So in a row, we had Bedsore for 74, Seal Wax for 108, Minutiae for 70, Weak for 51, and Uncoined for 74, followed by Outroll for 71. This is unbelievable. Back and forth, back and forth.
Meanwhile, Joel and Benji have they've made some 5-letter words. You know, they're chilling, in no rush to do anything. I'm really not sure what Joel is waiting for. Hi, Mina. You are correct.
He's
it is
really
Conrad
taking a
and
long
Robin.
time.
Mina, from who just moved to New Jersey, one of the great, not a new face on the scene, but has had a very big rise in the last couple of years. Excited to see the great things she'll do in Scrabble.
Interestingly, Dave Eldar just picked up Partner, which is playable.
And that's a pretty big mistake from Joel. I'm shocked that he would miss that. That's
Weepy?
Yeah, that's almost kind of disappointing, to be honest.
I think it was probably a decision. How do you? I don't know.
That's you can't make that. That's not a decision. That's a miss.
All right. He still scored.
I have no filter.
Okay. Oh yeah, he didn't score nearly as much.
Yeah.
I understand. And here comes the
nice.
bingo.
And this is sort of the thing that
He got more ends. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
And this is the thing that I say about Ben. You know, he's got some easier bingos to find. Unclean, or for a Scrabble player, a Lencon would be pretty hard. But immediately Canelon, boom.
No problem.
But again,
it's often the way, you know.
But this is the thing: is if he moved it over one spot, he'd get 2 more points. He played it through the wrong end.
That's very interesting. Although that might have been intentional, in order not to open up a big comeback 5.
Yeah, that's true. That's possible.
I think that I would have done the same thing actually and give up the 2 points. Absolutely.
I guess the reason I think it's a weak play is because he had a better play. Weepie scored 36, kept better letters, opened things that were better for Joel. Just think it was a mistake as a result. But
But also opened the board on a board that Benji is clearly trying to groom in order to bingo. Creep, yes, opens a triple, but not an easy one to do.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see Joel pretty easily is going to bingo again here. And looks like Benji's going to pick up some very bad tiles.
Well, they were due.
I mean, yeah, the tiles that have been played off were really not all that bad. Bingo or bonus using all your tiles at once.
David Elder has to settle for a paltry 45 pre-tax when Partner does not go down. His would have been, I think, almost a 3rd bingo in a row. Interrupted by a 51-point play.
I think the saving grace for Ben here is that at least the triple was open, so he could play off a bunch of his cruddy vowels for a few points, not have to waste a turn exchanging, can kind of just continue on as he was, down a little bit, but not too much.
Now, for 5 points, is it worth it for him to have done that, to blocking the board while he's down 50 points?
I mean, yeah, because Joel's going to play there most of the time, so now he's opened a good bingo lane for himself, balances his rack about as good as he could.
Okay.
I think it makes sense. Uri is one of those famous Scrabble-y words.
Oh, yeah. And it's also O-U-R-I-E. Those are godsends. And the Uri, U-R-A-E-I, and Ori-I, A-U-R-E-I, those are godsends for us. That's why I'm happy to get A-U-E and A-I-A, and there's a whole bunch of vowel only in Collins that we don't have.
So while you guys are busy trying to ship me and Robin, I will say, as you can see in the chat here, there are actually a lot of great Scrabble couples that have emerged from this game. Two of them, there are two experts, Cesar, who made the bot that is currently on lunch break, and
Is he really?
and Mina. Seen Scrabble marriages, seen
Oh my God, yeah.
all sorts of great stuff. It really is shows what playing a game can really do in your life.
Well, look at Chris. Yeah, I mean, there's marriages. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, just had one a couple weeks ago. Tropical wedding in Aruba.
Yeah, the Chris one. Nice.
I regrettably couldn't quite make it, but
Quite part of you, but not all of you.
yeah, just like one leg was in Aruba, got sunburns. Yeah, Scrabble love is a great thing.
It is, and then you have a built-in partner to
Yeah.
play.
Although, speaking from experience, that can actually be very frustrating.
Why don't you sit back in the couch and tell me more about that?
Past that point in my life. But yeah, Aruba was Chris Lipe and Randy Goldberg.
That's been a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure.
The players start with 25 minutes each, Aubrey. Joel has 11 minutes, so he's got plenty of time. Tomatoes forever. Never thought I'd say that. But there's a first time for everything.
Yeah, my record against my long-term partner in Scrabble, we're no longer talking. But I absolutely was the demolisher. I think I was 27 and 18, and we were both rated over 2,000, two of the top-rated players in the country.
So that's not bad.
And
That's not terrible.
Oh my God! But we would just get in like biggest arguing fests.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was just so bad. I guess it's usually like it's abnormal for the two of like the best players. Okay. Well, we'll get out of my personal life again. This is my way of justifying that. No.
Breaking up.
Anyway. Meanwhile, Benji is playing words.
Benji just played carving for a lot of points. That was the absolute right thing to do. Scored a ton of points. Played off 6 tiles with 2 S's and a blank unseen. Got rid of the V. All sorts of good stuff. And brought him back up to almost parity with Joel. But Joel holds the cards. He's up by 15, and it's his turn. Benji, however, has another 6.5 minutes on Joel. So we shall see if that becomes necessary. The board has become open. Orabai opened the board up. It did block the bingo off the E in Uri.
Benji's got some sexy tiles coming now. Benji sexy tiles Schoenbrun.
Oh my God. Well, he's got XU off the AN in Canela. Get rid of one of those U's and score some points.
One of the great Collins words is voodoo. W-U-D-U.
Yeah.
The amount of times
And
I've been
Poodoo.
saved by
We have Poodoo, right? No, it's only theirs, I think. No, we have it. Okay. And we have Fugu.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have Fugu.
Yeah, the UU words are great, but it's almost certain you're going to pick a Q afterwards, and it's almost certain if you play the Q without the U that you will pick up the U right afterwards. It's just a rule.
Yeah, playing scarving would be very, very tempting if you had studied the words.
So it looks like there's 7 tiles left in the bag. We're getting towards the end. We've had 2 games in a row now that are not the highest scoring, but you know, it's a bit more. It's interesting as well to have these kind of games, not one with just a slugfest of bingos. Goes without saying in the CSW game that Evan Borowski needs to win this game in order to stay in first place, and he's having a very difficult time doing that against David Eldar, who must have just bingoed again. He played Rainbird, very lovely, with a rack of ADIINRR through the B, played Rainbird, and I think that puts him up 120. And
That's why he's the world champion.
Well, and then, you know, and Evan bingos right back with Vestigia, but he's still 50 points back.
Nothing goes in front of PI, no. That was part of what Joel was thinking at the time.
What's that? In front of PI? No, nothing goes in front. No. So as it stands now, with still a number of tiles in the bag, 2 S's on scene and the Z on scene, David Eldar, though, is up by 90 points. So it's not very good for... but the board is open. There comes the XU as expected, which also somewhat blocks the bingo lane off the NO.
That blank will certainly help somebody win this game, I suspect.
Always realize that Scrabble is a game very much like chess where you're thinking many moves ahead. When Orobai went down, aside from the fact that the O was doubled and therefore it was worth more than if you had played Orobai on top of the N, one of the reasons for doing it is that if the next player wants to play under it, maybe bingo or score, you automatically open up a triple row. So you're not just thinking in terms of that played when he played Orobai. He's thinking many turns forward. What are the consequences if my opponent plays underneath Orobai? Therefore, I get the triple row.
Yeah, and it's cool because he's taken 3 possible bingo lines. Again, a bingo is when you use all 7 of your tiles. You get 50 bonus points. Taken essentially 3 lanes and combined them into one very weak lane. Obviously, there are, you could bingo through the B or something. Unlikely, but basically removing a lot of chance from the game and trying to force plays from his opponent that he will be allowed to benefit from, that he will be able to.
So Evan has played his XU. And we're waiting for Ben. Oh, no, Ben has played as well. Oh, Ben has played his XU. And let's see what... Oh, he's got Leroth.
Aubrey, although no, it can't, that does sound like a kind of a fun variation where the blank could change depending upon the direction. That would actually be pretty fun.
Now, what Joel has in his rack is actually not a bingo. It's a plural of Hebrew currency, lira and then lirot, and then it could also be liroth with an H. That already is the plural of the currency, so you cannot stick an S on liroth, which I'm quite sure Joel knows.
I think he knows that.
And the bingos in that rack, considering all of Benji's U's, takes a U for Uroliths, and it takes an L for Trollish, and a C for Trokills.
Trollish seems like a very appropriate word for Twitch.
We should have a prize for the best Twitch word, just given
Trollish,
anonymously.
Trollish would win. Oh, it looks like Aerobot is back from lunch. We ask that you not abuse Aerobot.
This was absolutely the right time for, I think, Joel to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's going to be hard for Benji to bingo. He's no guarantee there's a blank on Benji's rack.
If he had that L, he would have had wealthy, but that's not happening. All right.
I think we're probably going to know who the winner is likely to be after this turn, maybe after they look at their new tiles. Benji quickly looking at playing WAY on the right side.
And that's the way it is, and it's kind of one of the sad things about Scrabble is that sometimes, oh my goodness, sometimes you could play really, really beautifully, and you're going to lose because, like, here you're neck and neck going into the end game, and you just lose because what you pick in the bag.
So looking at Joel's tiles here versus Benji's tiles here, I think it's pretty safe to say that barring some sort of colossal screw up, Joel is looking like he's in
control. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be very hard to
Benji
above.
definitely needed to have the Z on his rack, and that O to make 0, for example, through the ER and creep. He needs some points in order to counter any bingo that Joel might play. I'm not sure that he's got anything playable. He does have radioed, but XU. He can play radioed under no and Orabai. Yeah, so he's gonna bingo.
I'm guessing it's probably safer to play boarded or something above the O and Canalone, just in case.
Yeah.
There could be some miracle
Stick an R
Z
there
play
for sure.
or bingo.
Yeah, for sure.
That just pretty much, I think, ensures that there's. I don't know, maybe there could be something underneath axe and.
Can he play on top of no, Canalone and no?
Yeah, boarded.
Boarded right there. Okay, yeah. So that makes more sense. Okay. He could have also played boarded below as well.
Basenji Matsumoto. I'm just reading the chat.
Basenji Matsumoto.
Plus 50.
50 points for a bingo, yeah. That's why they're so valued. But not all bingos are equal. There are ones that are just, hit nothing and score very little. There are ones that hit a single triple and score a lot. There's ones that hit double doubles and score more. And there's the holy grail of Scrabble, the triple triple. What was the highest? I'm really so sorry to ask you this question. You can flog me. But what's your highest scoring word? Yeah, who knows?
I played Janizary as an out bingo once for 270, I think.
There you go.
So
most of our high scores are in the 200s.
Yeah, so sure enough, Joel goes ahead and plays boarded, the safest play for sure.
And all Benji can do is sit and watch. So the thing is this, though. I don't know. Okay, so the remaining tiles are not showing the U, so now I'm not sure what's going on. But Joel's about to pick up mostly consonants, including the Z.
But he'll get one vowel, which should
the
be
most important one with the Z, which is
yeah.
the A. So he should be fine. We'll find a place for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, even if he was unable to play the Z, I think it wouldn't matter.
That's right. This is really why I do the commentary. I want to convert all of you Americans one at a time into saying Z.
So how about that rock band? Has the
ZZ top?
ZZ top? That's really always my question to people is.
Well, then there's, when I'm on the highway, I use my EZ pass.
Right, yeah. I heard you having a conversation about the EZ pass.
That's Kieran.
Yeah.
Kieran convinced somebody to go into Tops or something like that and ask them for an EZ pass, which he did over and over again. And the poor grocery boy had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah. I do like Zed Leplin. I do like that. That's a good one. ZZ top. Yeah, I dated an Australian recently, and hearing H all the time was just excellent.
Do they do that?
I just loved it. It was great. I like saying the word H now, or the letter H.
And we'll not make any down under jokes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm also very easily amused, so your money may vary.
Benji does have the S to stick off of Frith to score some points for like ease or something like that. Saving Tui.
I didn't know that Newfoundland also did H's. You learn new things every day.
All of these definitions. We haven't needed your definition things, Rashad. No, people are doing it online. It's working out really well. There's they just ask define, and it comes out. I don't know what the dictionary is, but so how are we doing on time? Oh my God, Benji has 14 minutes.
Yeah, he played really fast.
He
I mean,
really,
that
really
kind of
did.
cost him earlier, missing oversown, which I know he knows that
Scarving
word.
isn't good.
So he's going ahead and trying scarving. Well, that could just be kind of a desperation play, just
Of
hoping,
course it is.
maybe he gets a bonus turn or something, but I think this falls under GG category.
It's only cravings and carvings.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a Rashad under remaining tiles, that's a 0 and not an O, right? Okay. Probably best to have nothing there, because it could look like an O. Okay.
And the S is going to go off the board.
Okay, that pretty much seals Joel's win, absolutely. Oh my goodness. So in the David Eldar, Evan Borofsky game, where Evan has been scoring quite well, Eldar had to play off the cue, and Evan picked up Corades, and it's now 454 to 456. At one point, there was a much huger difference between these two, 434 to 344. There was a 90-point difference with David Eldar, but now it is a 2-point game. And David Eldar has very nice rack, though, AEHOSTY. So this game is nowhere near finished, and we're still waiting for the next play. And it would be amazing if we could just bring over their boards over and finish the game once this is finished, but we can't. So I'll try to keep you up to date with what's going on in that game. And you guys are also welcome to go onto our website and watch live games at event.scrabbleplayers.org.
So this is basically what Joel needed here, was a solid win to stay within striking distance of the one and only Nigel Richards, who currently has a 2-game lead over the field going into this game with 5 to play.
5 or 4?
Going into this game.
Going into this game. So we're really getting into the crunch. I mean, there are 4 games left after this in this 31-game championship.
And sure enough, Nigel won his last game. So,
well, who did he play and what was the score?
Well, he played Alex Seaholm and won by over 100.
486 to 374.
Yes, check out. There will be one more game today before we all head off to do our the fun things we do at Scrabble tournaments, which okay, it's pretty much what anyone else would do. Drink a lot of beer.
Stick around after the last game for an episode of NASPA Tonight on Twitch.
But of course, after the last game, if you've been following along today, you might remember Josh, who's been sitting in helping give us some breaks and bring some energy. He's going to be doing an episode of his show NASPA Tonight, just about, a little web series about tournament Scrabble. We'd love for you to stick around, see some end of the day interviews, bit of a recap before we send you on your way tonight.
So this game is in the books?
Yeah, with that, Joel Sherman has won the game 408 to 341. He remains 2 games behind Nigel with 4 games to play. Our next game, I believe, is going to be Evans Clinchy against Jason Keller over in the Collins division, where things are very, very, very close.
We haven't had a chance to see Jason play yet, have we?
We haven't gotten to see Jason play yet. I don't think we've gotten to see Evans play yet either. Jason was in first place in the Collins division. It's the world dictionary going into this round.
As you can see, everybody, we're really giving you an opportunity to see lots of players. We're not just showing you Table 1. Obviously, Nigel Richards is Table 1, but we've seen him play 2-3 times already today, so we decided to give you Joel Sherman and Ben Schoenbrun. I'm glad we did. We got a really nice game, and you got to see different styles of play as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Checkout. We appreciate it. We're slowly but surely trying to build on this every year, our humble Scrabble community.
Like watching poker, but better. That's wow.
Yeah.
I think that's quite the compliment, don't you?
Either is fine.
We're going to get somebody down
probably
here.
probably get
for
get
an
them both
interview?
down here would be fun. I think rule number 1 of Scrabble Stream is there's no fourth wall. We just kind of talk. That's just kind of how it works. Hopefully, that's endearing to some of you.
You know what? It's happening on live TV on the